with no intro video. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the first GM PM episode numero uno. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's go, boys. What is cooking? I'm here with the boys, Bread, Kkoma. We've been cooking this up in the background. Let me say what's up to the boys first, and then we'll give everybody the full rundown as to what's going on, man. Kkoma, what's good, boy?
Yeah, dude, I'm very excited about this show. We've been talking it behind the scenes for a couple of weeks now. And rather than just being like, hey, let's just start an episode, this was something that we really, really wanted to plan out because I just want to talk about predictions market all the time. And I want to do it in a structured way. So I just found like the best of the best. Like Brad, you've been in the prediction market space for such a long time. You built so many awesome apps and like weather markets, Billy Bets, all these things. So like perfect person to like have on the show to like literally pioneer our first episode to the, like let's see how far we get with this series. And then of course Dave, the elite spaces host, the man of the people. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. Huge Knicks fan, so I'm sure we'll be disappointed sometime throughout the weeks, but it is what it is. But I'm ready to do all things predictions market, man, with GMPM.
Let's go. Beautiful, man. Hell yeah, I'm hella excited. Bread, what's good, my brother?
GM, bro. Happy to finally kick this thing off. We've been trying to figure out how to make this work for a while now, on a real legit PM space. This is something that I think is super needed in the space, especially with all of the news that's constantly, berating us all now from different prediction markets and different people that are having certain issues with prediction markets, and everything else. So it'll be nice to dive in here and kind of really start unpacking some of the stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm excited, man. There's so much for us to chat about. Whoever is here, obviously appreciate you guys coming. If you can, like, retweet, share this thing out. I want to share this is Kkoma. I just shared it with you, the one that's on my page. But on my page, Bread's page, there's a YouTube link as well. But for anyone that's obviously like on X, wherever you're from, like, please just push this out on like whatever platform you're tuning in from. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Instagram Live. Shout out to the Instagram fam. Let's go. I think this is my first time actually being on Instagram Live. So listen, guys, prediction markets is everything out here. And unless you've been living under a rock, you definitely know the name Polymarket. You know the name Kalshi. Like you heard the boys say before, the whole purpose of this show is we want to bring you real insight from real predictors, and bring you a bunch of different products. So we'll go over kind of the format, and you'll see it kind of as it unfolds. Bear with us. It's episode number 1, right? We're still kind of flushing this out. But we're doing this in partnership with 2 brands, right? Bucket being one of them, which you're looking at the 2 founders here. And the other one, which we have to give a massive shout out to, as you guys see on the scroll in the bottom, is Stitch 3 AI, which is going to be powering a lot of our data and a lot of our analytics as we go, every single week. And we're going to be doing this Monday and Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, every single week. Obviously, barring maybe if there's any holidays or whatever, but we're going to bring you this. And there is a lot to talk about. But I feel like we get the housekeeping items out of the way. Shout out to the Stitch team for obviously hooking us up and, kind of coming on this journey with us. And yeah, I think we'll, guys, I'm ready to dive in. Like, I've been chomping at the bit to talk about this Knick game forever. But any other items maybe that we need to check off the list, or are we ready to just jump into shit? Because I'm ready, boys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's jump on in.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I just want to share this for a second because this shit was, you guys can see. Hold on. Wait, where's my NBA? Dun. Oh, here it is. Okay. We just have to watch this. Just take 2 seconds, okay?
Shannon puts it up, puts it in. A 9-point lead, timeout Cavs. bedlam here in Madison Square Garden.
Knicks ended the game on a 44-11 run, completing the largest playoff comeback in Knicks franchise history. Game one of the
God damn.
Yeah,
This was
wild.
one of the craziest games. Down by 22 points with 7 minutes and change left. And these MFers decide they want to come back and stage the biggest, or the second largest NBA comeback, fourth quarter comeback in NBA playoff history. This was epic. I'm a Knicks fan. You guys know, obviously, like for those that don't know me, obviously I'm based in Brooklyn. I'm in New York. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. But this was one of the craziest games. And before we even jump into the Polymarket or any of like the odd stuff, what did you boys think of the game? Like, this was crazy. This was epic.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I had a play already. I felt like the rust wasn't going to be a problem. It was actually going to be beneficial for them to have all this rest. But holy shit, like they did so bad the first half. Like I think they were like 2 for like 21 in the 3-pointers field percentage. And usually like Knicks, they live and die by the 3, man. And I just thought they were going to be perfectly fine. But for whatever reason, they could not make a shot to save their life. And of course, I was like, this is probably not going to do well for me. And I publicly post my slips and everything like that. And I was like, oh, this is going to make me look like an idiot, but it's okay. It's fine. I'm still keeping the ticket open. So yeah, overall, I was just pleasantly surprised by the run. It was unexpected. And yeah, some people, I don't know, I'm pretty sure one person was like, hey, Knicks are 0.5%. Maybe I'll just throw a couple of dollars. Maybe I'll just win that 1000x. We'll see. But yeah, it was a great game. I can't believe it happened. It was probably like 1 in a million, like possibility that it could happen like that. You know what I mean?
Great. And if y'all see, I'm sharing this screen so y'all can see Kkoma posts everything on the timeline. This was literally our text message exchange last night when the Knicks were down by like 3. I messaged him and I was like, Kkoma, is your Knicks minus 5.5 still open? And he goes, of course. I ain't a bitch. And I'm like, yes. This is epic.
Bro,
Hey,
I can't believe that.
Sell it when they were down 22. Why would I sell it when they're only down by 3? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just kicking myself for not buying it at what it was like 0.9 cents on the Knicks at one point. Before they came back.
I think it got to 0.5, Brad. Yeah,
dude, that's insane. I saw it and I was like, I should just throw $10 at it on a roll the dice. Why not? Let's see what happens type thing. And bro, if I had, like, that would have been a nice little win, but I got spooked, ended up not buying it at less than a penny, because that's just crazy people stuff.
It is, bro. Like, as a fan, and I said this in like a lot of the group chats that we're a part of, like I don't predict on the Knicks, right? Like I don't touch the Knicks because like as a fan, I can't do it. I genuinely cannot do it. For just luck and superstitious reasons, I just couldn't do it. But to put it in perspective, even if it was at like 1%, right? If you would have put $100 on the Knicks at like 7.5 minutes left on Polymarket, you walk away with 10 grand plus. It's a 5-figure. It's literally a 5-figure payday, which is wild. But Kkoma, Kkoma, to your point, and Kkoma, to what you were saying too, is like, what's even crazier is they covered the spread.
Yeah, I know. That was the most amazing thing too, was like, dude, like, I need this to go to overtime. And when that dude from the Cavs, I forgot his name, like Merrill or whatever, shot that 3 at the end of the fourth quarter, I was like,
shitting your pants.
I'll score this. And he hit the ring, did a little spin, and then it got out. I was like, thank God, Knicks got this easy now. I felt bad because one of our friends in our group chat gigs, he had the Cavs plus 8.5, and he didn't cash out early. I was like, dude, it would have been at like 99.999. You just sell it.
Like, at what point do you gigs? But like, where would you have sold that to? Like, I mean, I guess not, right? Like, they're up by.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna sell at 80. I know I know some people believe in the early cash outs, but I actually do, unless there's something significant that like causes a person to get injured or something subtle like that only I would notice and it wouldn't affect the markets. Like, I think people leave money off the table sometimes when they cash out too early, and it seems like a good strategy. Like you're getting 30% gains or whatever, right? But like the thing is, there's gonna be moments where you lose 100% too. So it's like I'd rather get that full juice, especially if I make the right call, rather than like I'll like getting the 30%, 40. Occasionally I'll do it, but I rarely do. Maybe I'll sell it like 90, 91 kind of thing, but yeah, generally I try not to if I don't have to. Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of selling early. I love getting on a game like I mean today I got in on the Phillies Reds game and I bought in at like 40 cents, so it's like at any point during that game, I mean if the Reds are up to 80 cents, it's like, well, I'm going to take that profit, like, yeah, I could ride it to $1 and see what happens, but like I could also just take my profit and go roll it into something else,
Well, the thing is, like, even yesterday's game, I had a tennis game. I bet on this guy named Daniel Altmaier. He was 34% against Ben Shelton. $347 to win 1,020. I didn't. He lost the first set, but he won the last two, and I didn't cash out. So I was like, "Yeah, I ain't a bitch."
Bro, you gotta have balls of steel to be able to hold some of this shit through, bro.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, it would have been, but at the same time, I think when you're in profit, you got to keep riding it a little bit. Not like bet like $5,000 or anything like that. What I mean is like even in these small market caps, when you see the edge, you kind of like keep pushing it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
but I think the smarter play would have been to cash out at like 90, 91, right? But
yeah. So now I know we talked about this, but for people to understand like how crazy some of these markets can be, this guy put over $500,000 on Cleveland to win game one, and everybody was shitting on this dude, right? Because like when they were at like 30%, it was to win like you see here, like just to win under just like 1.8 million, and people were like, "Oh, this guy's never gonna sleep. He's never gonna be okay," and blah blah blah. But this is the beauty of Polymarket, right, Kkoma? Right, Brett? Like this guy, like we checked his wallet, and at the end of the day, this is the dude that literally cashed out. You said he cashed out early, right? Like we checked his wallet and he sold it like 80% or 80 cents or something.
I think around there. Like I think he might have sold some at like near even money or a little bit more, but like I think he sold a good amount at like 80 as well. So yeah, smart guy. Like not like some guy lost like $5 million yesterday betting on Man City to win. So people are just have a lot of money in this space, man. It's crazy.
My gosh,
they could sponsor the show. I mean, GMPM, we'll give you the brother. Like you can save your $5 million. You know what I mean?
Seriously,
there we go,
bro. Like what the hell? All right, I can go on and talk about the Knicks forever, but it was crazy eventful in the sports world. Or just over the last 3 days, we had, and this is what was crazy too, right? Knick game went to overtime yesterday, 101-101. The OKC San Antonio game went to overtime 2 nights ago, 101-101. I didn't even know that, which is wild. And then the night before, and then 2 nights ago also, we had the Canadians and playoff hockey, the Canadians and Buffalo Sabres game 7, which was absolutely insane.
Shout out to our Canadians.
What's up?
Shout out to our
GM, eh?
Yeah, GM, eh? Yeah. This was crazy. Like, I mean, how it like go back and forth. Hold on.
We almost got going. And there's that traffic I was talking. Pressured by Demidov. The puck is free.
Right here.
Taken by Alexander Carrier. Headmans the puck. Shot. Score! Wins game 7.
These kids are like 20, the average age is like 25 and under, by the way.
What's that?
The average age of these kids playing on the Canadians are like 25 and under. It's insane.
I mean, it's insane.
It's a monster squad. Squad. I mean, and I have Canadian relatives, so they were absolutely going crazy. This was epic, man. This was absolutely epic. Overtime games across the board, man. Like playoffs have been wild. Playoffs have been absolutely
perfect time for prediction markets, dude. Honestly.
No, it's insane. The volatility when it's a hockey game that's tied and goes into OT is insane. Watching the money move around on Polymarket, Kalshi, and the rest of them, man, it's really one of those like, ooh, should I just roll the dice here, or maybe try to throw $20 on each side and see what happens? It's insane trying to bet hockey.
Yeah, I mean, really shout out to all the Canadians, Widow, like because they really need something to like, put their flag in right now. Because US has been
listen.
dominating a bunch of sports lately.
This is a new show. We can't be
All right,
alienating
right.
listeners just yet. We need to get more people in the door. Okay, like that's how this has to go.
I love poutines. Like that.
Yeah, exactly. But also, we can definitely shame this guy, right? Like Buffalo losing, I will show that all day, every day. Like that's amazing.
I mean, Buffalo losing is a pretty, like it's like the sky is blue. When it's
Really
when it's dark
can't.
at night, like it's a
Exactly.
I just
pretty,
want one
like,
of those. I want the
thing that
beer
happens
saber,
all the
bro.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Go Bills.
Looking for.
Those beer, I saw that in the parking lot. They drink like there's like the bro. That's all they're doing.
The beer
Landon.
sabers, bro.
Yeah, bro. This movie was
Buffalo
all of it, bro.
fans,
Your
send some
teams,
out.
your teams suck. But like, you know what I also noticed, by the way, is like there is nowhere near like when I'm on like I know you guys are heavy on Polymarket. I do a lot of stuff on Kalshi. Like on the sports side, like NBA does like 5 as much as we think NHL is way more exciting.
Yeah.
NBA does like 5 to 6 or sometimes even 8, 9 times more volume than hockey. I'm like, why? Hockey's so much more. I don't know, but like, any take on this?
You got to look at the salaries, dude. Like I mean, the money speaks for itself. Like NBA salaries are way higher than like hockey salaries. Like maybe like the best players are getting like a couple mil per year or whatever. That's like chump change for NBA players. So,
True.
and the reality is NBA is a US sport like the NFL, and NHL is still kind of more geared towards like the Canadian side, if that makes, even though there's less Canadian teams, but yeah, like it's a really love sport in Canada, and the US dollar is stronger than the Canadian dollar. So I have no idea. I really don't know. Maybe hockey isn't quite there yet but supposedly this year, like, is one of the highest viewing like NHL playoffs compared to previous years. So I think the appetite for hockey has been growing year over year. Yeah.
I mean, their salary though is chump change compared to MLB. You know what I mean? Like those guys are just getting.
The more American you get, the more you get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Let's shift to MLB. Let's talk about like bucket for a minute, right? And then we'll kind of jump into maybe some of the format that we want to go over, a couple of the items and agenda. But you guys are talking to me about baseball, right? Because for me, bro, I don't watch. You can miss me with baseball all season long. I'll watch baseball come September, October, right? Like I love October baseball, but now it's like, But like on the prediction side, there's a lot cooking, and you guys obviously have a lot cooking. So tell everybody here, like, what's the deal? Like, what do we got cooking on the MLB side, and what do you guys got cooking with buckets?
Yeah, I mean, should we do a screen share? Is that even possible, Brett?
Yeah, we can. Should I pull up?
While you're talking about that, yeah, I mean, bucket is like at the end of the day, it's an analytics tool across multiple different sports. Right now, our focus is on MLB because it's in season, but basically we do a very, 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 very thorough analysis on all of our MLB games at the moment across the board, whether for each game slate, and we basically provide recommendations or analysis on what would be the best like prediction on each game, over unders, and the money line. And essentially what we do is we not only analyze like the head-to-head games, but we analyze like the pitchers, the weather, the even like the amount of relievers used during the previous games, the home stadium, or like the home stadium, like whether or not this is like a batter friendly or a pitcher friendly environment. Like there's so much analysis that goes into each game. And then basically based on these analysis and adjustments, we essentially provide like the overall like prediction of what we believe would be the best pick. Right now, what Brad is showing is our like pro mode, like detail view. This is specifically for our pro mode users. So basically when you go into there, you could see like a bunch of like analytics about like what I was kind of talking about, like who we think is going to be the best money line, who we think is going to be the best total. We also have like a pitcher duel, which I think this is like probably one of my favorite insights, is that you could see who the two pitchers are, but at the same time, you could see like regression, Dave. So what that means is like, even though like their ERA says like, hey, we give up like 5.91 on Aaron Nola, his recent ERA is actually showing a significant regression, right? Like he's actually worse in these past few games than what his overall says. So like essentially we give all of these insights as much as possible, and like we're doing some whale tracking, we're doing like whale activity, we're seeing price action, and then we got this really cool like image of like the stadium itself, which I think is like
I
awesome.
love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
So you guys can kind of see
dude.
like, yeah, if you were ever to go to a home game at Phillies, you could kind of see what the environment would look like. And then we're trying to still figure this out, but we're also trying to do like live audio. But at the end of the day, MLB is just one of our sports, but we're gonna go super heavy into World Cup because that's gonna be a global thing, and we recognize that U.S. isn't the only area that bets on sports. So we're gonna try to really like leverage the World Cup and provide a lot of insights there as well. So yeah, stay tuned.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's gonna be really fun.
In work in progress here. Yeah, I can kind of get a sneak preview here of what our World Cup dashboard is gonna look like. And so yeah, we've got all of the projected paths. We're monitoring hype right across all social platforms, volume through prediction markets, and traditional sports books, and then ultimately kind of surfacing some nice edges, some player props. It's just it's gonna be really exciting to.
And this is gonna be free for all of our users. Like we have like free mode, basic mode, and pro mode, but for World Cup specifically, free mode users will have access to every single analysis, every single game, and things like that. And that's kind of just what we want to just give back to the community on. So enjoy the product.
It only happens,
it only happens once every 4 years. So might as well, make it a nice little like bang.
So there's so to be clear for Kkoma, so to be clear for everybody like listening and watching or replay or whatever, you can't bet on the bucket platform. Everything is just analytics, correct? Like that's
correct. Yes. We may provide like link outs to like the Polymarket, tickets or whatever like that. But that costs a premium. You know what I mean? Like, we're big boys. But no, joking aside, yeah, it's purely an analytics tool right now. We love Web3, and we are going to figure out some Web3 support somehow, some way in the future. But right now, we believe that there's a lot of money in both Web 2 and Web 3. So and people love making predictions. So might as well just try to leverage that while we can. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I think World Cup's gonna be crazy, man. I gotta be honest. Like I feel like
one more thing. We were 3-0 yesterday on our pro picks. Yeah. So
we were.
Yeah, we were 3-0, and then the day before we were 2-2, and then we're 3-0 again. So we've been hit not we, but the agent has just been phenomenal. And Brett, I would say that since I joined the team, the agent has been a little smarter, right? We agree.
Must be it. Yeah,
we literally spent hours just looking at them, like there must be something that's missing here, right? So
oh sure.
Don't be so modest, bro. Don't be so modest.
Not modest at all.
Yeah. No, but I mean, look, like to be going 3-0, like on picks, like so there's promo. So what are the subscription tiers for people to understand? Like it's free for people to try out. Is there a trial period? What's the drill?
Yeah, Brett, you want to share this?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. So it's free to sign up for any user, right? For the free tier, there's 3 tiers. There's free, basic, and pro. For the free tier, you get one of the pro picks, right? Everything else is going to be kind of locked. Yeah. Right. Basic is you get to pick 5 games, right? So you can unlock personally, keep a record on that. And those are good. You have the full breakdown, full analysis for 24 hours from the time you pick it. Or you can pick any 5 games, right? So that lets people kind of there's, on a normal slate, there's 15 games during the day. And I mean, for real, I don't care about a lot of those teams, but there are definitely teams that I'm watching and, favorite teams, things like that. So I would select those as my 5, right? And then pro mode is everything. You get everything, unlimited picks, and you get the pro mode dashboard as well. So typically if you're just looking at a normal, either basic or free, this is kind of what you get. You still get the picks. You got a deep research analysis that's breaking through everything, everything from weather to ballparks, factors, market, how it's moving, and you'll get an ML, a run line, and a totals, suggestion, right? NFA, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, and again,
so much data.
Brett's point, we're trying to be more focused towards the analytic. We want to make smart predictors. Like we want to have smart users, right? Because right now, I know we talked about this behind the scenes, Dave and Brett, but like majority of Polymarket users are losers. Like they lose too much money. I'm not trying to be like mean, but the reality is they're losing too much. They're losing too much money. So we want smarter predictors. So if we can provide the tools for people to make educated decisions, like obviously our agent is giving recommendations, but at the end of the day, you have to read the analysis and see if it aligns with your own theories, it aligns with your research. And if it does, then you make the call to click it and then make the slip. But what we're trying to do is just trying to educate more than anything with our tools versus just having just degens just going all in on this or all in on that, if that makes sense.
It does, bro.
Educated decisions,
bro. You had a fan
me saying that all Polymarket users are losers.
You literally had a fan being like, Giggs being like 3 for 3 on bucket. Then it went to FU Kkoma, and then it went to I'm in my development arc.
There we go. Yeah, exactly.
You don't know how many we have another pro user in our group chat that was like F buckets, blah 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 blah. And one day, and then the next day he's like, I love bucket, because he went 0 viewers, and then now he went 5-0, and he's like, I love buckets. I'm gonna make a post now.
Roller coaster. That's so funny. That's it, bro. That's what the predictors do out here, man.
It's a degen mentality, man. It's so funny. Watching people, because I'm the same way. I let the agent run, make its picks, and some days I'm like, really, we're betting on the Rockies again? Why are we doing this? And then it'll win it, and it's like, all right, fine, I'll trust the agent. Fine, whatever. What do I know?
Bro, and to show everybody just how committed you guys are to this, Brett, me and Kkoma were going crazy over the Knick game yesterday, okay? Just to show you guys that, when Bucket is so focused on MLB, we're texting Brett, and he's just like, oh, I'm not watching the Knick game. I'm trying to see if the Diamondbacks are going to win, to see if, Bucket's going to go 3 for 3. And I'm like, you're not watching this game, at all? And he's like, nah, I'm watching baseball. And I'm like, bro.
Yeah, crazy. Bro. Well, yeah, we were, that was a crazy game too.
I wasn't watching the Knicks game either, but that was for different reasons. After they were losing by 20, I was like, I'm just gonna close this game and focus on washing my dishes or something. I'm gonna be productive.
Anderson wrote, so I'm using bucket wrong, just blindly ape.
I call cap on Anderson because literally the guy was messaging me. He's like, oh, how do you guys calculate this 57% confidence rate? I really need to understand this thing. I was like, bro, talk to my dev. For once, I get to say that now, even though I'm a developer myself.
And Brett, just so people really because I really want to drive this home, where it's not we're asking ChatGPT to go pull statistics here.
Oh, no.
Give people maybe a little bit of the background and what you built with Billy Betts, and kind of how because you built out that whole engine, and now you kind of brought that here. So I want people to know that this is not hey, we're making a couple API calls on real-time data, and it's here you go. Nah, so build these people in on what's what, bro.
Yeah, so it's a multi-agent system, an agentic system that's ran by we have an MLB orchestrator, right? I also have an NHL, an NBA one, an NFL one. It's we'll keep rolling out as the seasons progress. Right. But no, it's taking into, there's a dedicated agent that's just combing market sentiment, hitting Reddit, hitting Google News, hitting X to find out what kind of the public feels is going to happen, because everybody likes to chirp and talk, their smack on any given game. Right. That's a whole agent that's just dedicated to finding market sentiment. Right. And then there's a whole other agent that's dedicated to injury reports and lineups and pitcher versus batters. And, there's one for weather and ballpark factors. Right. Because that's what's cool about, one of the coolest things about baseball is every park, there's 31, I think 32 total parks, that each one's going to have, a different distance between home plate and, left field, right field, and center. right, and to where the wall is. So like huge hitters will have an easier time getting dingers and, you know, home runs out on certain parks, right? Is the wind blowing into the park or out of the park? You know, it's like those are the types of factors that will favor, you know, a left-handed batter versus a right-handed batter. All of that kind of goes into it. All gets compiled into the model, and then kind of what you see, you know, that win percentage. That's what the model deems as like, like for this game here, Braves Marlins today. Agents picking Braves with 69% confidence versus the market percentage, which is just pulled straight from Polymarket, right? Currently trading at 63 cents for them to win, right? But we're like, it should be 69. So like they're actually like more favored, right? Giving us a, you know, 5.8 cent edge, right? And it doesn't always necessarily like doesn't always work that way, you know, like the agent is kind of deciding on that confidence level versus is it a value play, you know, where's the EV, you know, on it, you know, because sometimes it might be like, oh yeah, great value to, you know, bet on the Phillies, and it's like, well, of course it's a great value because they're probably going to lose, you know, so you can get in at 30 cents or something, you know, but that may or may not outweigh the internal confidence model. Right. And so then it kind of does all of that. And I'm still waiting right now. I mean, it's done its research, but it hasn't pulled the trigger on any games yet. It checks every 15 minutes to see kind of what we should, you know, or what it thinks it should be putting some skin in the game on. And so we've got games, I mean, starting today in a couple hours, like 2.5 hours or so. So we'll see.
Bro,
hopefully,
I can't wait. Are you guys gonna spin up, and this is the last we'll talk, and we can move forward, but are you guys gonna spin up like because when you say agent, like a whole agent orchestra, like there's like a lead agent that then tells the other agents kind of like what to do and like what information to go out and get, and then you guys kind of put all that together into this kind of clean report for like the pro users so that people can see like, hey, we're making this data digestible and everything that you just showed.
Yeah, exactly. And it's more so like every morning the sub agents go out, you know, it's kind of like every morning at 7 a.m. my time, so 9 a.m. Eastern,
right?
You know, the agents all go out, you know, wake up, have their coffee, go out and do their jobs. You know, they all come back to the orchestrator. The orchestrator takes all of that data and goes, all right, cool. Let me ingest this, figure out what's going on here. And then ultimately prints out, this report here in a less pretty way. It just dumps a bunch of data into a database that then gets piped in here. So it's they've all ran, they did their job this morning, and now just waiting on the agent. Hopefully it takes one of these early games. You know, we've got 2 early ones today, Orioles and Phillies, and then the rest, and Astros, and then everything else looks like it's afternoon games. So that's what drives me crazy, dude. You know, a lot of times on ATC and on some of the spaces that we're on throughout the day, you know, it's kind of like, what am I doing today? Well, you know, it's 1 in the afternoon and all the games start at 5. And so I'm just pacing, you know, I'm just pacing around my office all day until the games start, figure out what's going to happen.
I mean, TLDR, man, this is next level. I mean, I do a lot of predictions, as you know, Dave. You're like, is there any sport that you don't do? And like when I see the MLB stuff, I'm like, this is a lot of good information. And maybe like I don't know, maybe I don't always agree with the final pick, but I love reading every single analysis to agree or disagree. And generally, or like my side is like, if I don't agree with it, I just don't make a play. But some people do the opposite play, right? Like they'll do that. But at the end of the day, like interpreting the data is super important as well. And just having this like summary just given to me just makes it so much easier to be like, okay, I agree or disagree, you know, kind of thing.
So Avi had a good question. He said, does it change its decision in buy or sell during game? Meaning like, does it change? Like, is it real time up until a certain point? Like, I feel like that's a good question.
Yeah, it'll only put in a position before the game starts, and it doesn't exit. It's an all or nothing mentality, you know. So it gets its position and then it just takes it and rides it out. And sometimes we will go 3-0, and sometimes we go like 1-2. You know, knock on wood, we haven't had a sweep at all from the time we started. We have not been swept even once. So
Yo, shout out to Avi. We're getting him back to 0. Apparently, he was in negative P&L, but through buckets, he's getting back to normal.
All right, let's go, dude.
We're making everyone smarter every day at a time, and their P&Ls are showing for it. So appreciate you,
Yeah,
Avi. Thanks for using our product.
We just
Let's
need
go.
to teach the kids
you're
to
welcome.
read now, and we'll be all good.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it's BVC, it's BV, by the way, everybody. I'm gonna put the link below, so or in the comments rather, so you guys can obviously all go check it out. If you want to sign up, literally free to start for pro mode for 5 days, boys.
Yep, 5 days.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And then
right.
stay tuned for World Cup and stay tuned for in the fall. We're definitely going to be doing. I've got some cool things to show everyone for NFL, and college ball. College football is there's like so many freaking games, so it's gonna be really exciting come the fall.
Love it. Okay, let's transition. What do we got? Let's see what we got cooking next. Brett, I just tried to pull up. So we have our own. So let's maybe kind of fill people in on kind of how we're gonna go about this, like format wise, what we got. Okay, there's the password. Got it. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute, I got password.
I never read the chat. Remember?
I never do. You're right. You guys got to just hold my hand the whole way. It's kind of how this is.
This is why I have you, but you also have me. Like we gotta like
really we're a team, baby. We're a team, bro. We're an absolute team. But I mean, I'm happy to share my screen, but like some of the segments that we want to do with you guys, and I'm just going to pull it up so you guys can, or rather just kind of just hear me out on this, right? So what we want to do is have different segments to the show, right? Like this episode 1, we're kind of feeling it out. We want to see kind of what's going to work, what's not going to work, how we're going to format it, and so on. But boys, what we decided was we're going to be doing records, receipts. There's going to be a whole kind of edge sentiment segment that we're going to be doing also, but a big portion is the receipts, that we want to do, because everybody can say whatever the hell they want. But one thing, at least about like us and specifically Kkoma, right? Like we're putting everything that we're doing directly out on the timeline, right? 100% out on the timeline, so you guys can see everything, full transparency, like dubs, L's, all of it. And we want to be able to do this on this show as we progress and be able to do picks. And we want you guys to kind of do it with us as well at some point. We're going to figure out exactly how the mechanism to that works is. But boys, let's talk about it. Receipts.
Sir. Receipts. So you have to get your bets in today, sir. We'll talk about that later. You got to get yours in.
Okay.
But yeah, today so this is just any of the positions that we have. These are brand new, fresh wallets we all spun up for this reason. So that way there's no noise in wallet history and all that stuff. Here's some brand new wallets that we'll be using going forward for the GMPM stuff. And these are just some positions that we have opened as of today, and the current P&L that they're sitting at, right? And so I guess like I took 2 this morning, right? I took Reds over Phillies, and I play a lot with the Bitcoin markets, right? The 5, the 15s, the hours, and the dailies. And so one of the dailies is, will BTC dip to 76 today, right? I think it will. Watching the market, I think that we're definitely going to touch it. But we'll see, right? I mean, I got in at I think I got in at like 19 cents is what I paid when I got in. Now we're at 14, right? So the market is like, yeah, I'm crazy, but whatever, we'll see. And
for the sake of the show too, like for the sake of the show, we are doing just $10 per slip, so it's like a 1 unit play, just for consistency's sake. Like we don't want to be like, okay, because I'm down like 20 picks, I'm gonna do this one play that's gonna cost me like $1,000. That way I'm gonna be positive. And we're just gonna keep it as consistent as possible. So full disclaimer here, like with this, these are fresh wallets, but we're starting completely 0 and 0, and we're gonna be just making picks before Monday and before Wednesday, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Yep, and then these will stay too. So ultimately, on this page, these receipts, I mean, as these positions close, you will be able to see exactly, what that hit rate was of the resolved ones. What did we win? Did we lose? And so, what are your 3 here today? What do you got?
So the 3 that I chose was Aston Villa to win today's Europa League finals. And then I also have Eva Jovic to beat Emma Navarro by straight sets, essentially
Oh,
2-0.
tennis.
Tennis.
Okay.
And then I have Avalanche to win against the Golden Knights. So I could just talk about one of the games. I feel pretty confident about Jovic winning in straight sets here. I have it actually on both money line and the straight sets, just in case the straight sets don't hit on my actual account. But for this one, I just felt like at 48 cents, near even money, it's gonna be pretty good. Like Navarro, like she's such a good player, but this for whatever reason, she's been having a lot of like health issues. So like definitely like she's been noticeably like gaining weight. I think she's taking some medicine that's causing that. And then so it's been affecting her performance. Like she's been like losing to like challenger players and stuff like that. And quite on the opposite end, like Jovic has been like very, very hot in terms of just like the games. She's like 18, 19 years old. So she definitely like broke in this year. She's very quick, very like handles her serve very well. In WTA, generally like the biggest issue is like people can't hold their serve like men in the ATPs can, but she's doing pretty good. So I feel pretty good about this one. And you know, if it does lose, then you know, like I didn't like pay too much juice over it. And then yeah, I just feel good about the Avalanche here. Like I think like as good as the Knights were against the Ducks, against my Ducks, the Ducks were a pretty flawed team. Still very young, like still inexperienced in the playoffs. Avalanche is just gonna make them like move a lot, like just. And then on top of that, as you know, Brad, like Colorado, like there's the altitude and stuff like that. So you know, I'm just considering all of these things. It's a little juiced at 64%, but I feel pretty good that they're gonna probably win at least the game one. So yeah,
I think Avs are taking it, bro. I'm with you.
I
on
think
that.
Avs are gonna take
the whole thing.
Yeah, and then I mean Aston Villa. I know you guys don't do as much soccer, but Freiburg, like they're a decent team, but they're not like top of the crop in the Bundesliga at all. And Aston Villa is generally a pretty like well coached, well managed team. So I just feel I feel pretty good about this. Hoping for a 3-0 sweep here. I think we'll get it, but let's see what happens.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I need Landy to sell off some Bitcoin so that we'll dip down to 76 and I can hit that.
What about you, Dave? I know you haven't picked anything officially on the chain, but was there anything that enticed you?
Yeah, I'll say this, and normally, like, especially after seeing game one, it's mostly like basketball, right? But like, I think OKC comes out now, and they have to, like, for tonight's game against San Antonio, they have to win, bro. There is no way that OKC can go down 0-2 going back to San Antonio, and even at 67%, like, I think it'll, because like when I watch these games, right, like you're always, and I'm watching the line, like, and I'm watching the line. Like if there is a favorite, even if OKC goes down by like 5 or 7 points, like it doesn't really shift that much, right? So unless you get to kind of like the fourth quarter, so I always determine like when do I like actually make this prediction? Do I make it pregame or do I wait and kind of see how the game's going to unfold? And then sometimes it could just run away, like, but then you have the fear of it running away from you, right? But I like OKC, even it's like 67% is a little high, but maybe see if it comes down a little bit more. But I like OKC tonight in OKC to beat San Antonio. Bro, despite what we saw from Wemby, I get it. But like OKC, it's a must. They're too good of a team to not come back out and really like they have to punch San Antonio in the mouth tonight. And I think it's going to happen. I think Shea shows up even bigger. Wemby's still going to show up, but I think OKC is going to tie it up at 1-1. That would be my lock pick for sure.
We're getting a few haters, man. Like they're making fun of me for calling it soccer. Widow saying OKC is going to lose.
Football, footy.
Yeah, we'll call it football. Sorry. Once NFL starts, I don't know how we're gonna, differentiate it. But yes,
we are just the stupid Americans,
Yeah.
The World Cup is playing in the US of A, guys. Just remember.
Hell yeah, it is. All right, so like, yeah, that's every show we're gonna try and go through and see kind of. So I mean on Wednesday, for our next show, we'll be able to see kind of how these resolved. Hopefully we won, right? This part, you want to talk about this, Dave? This will be kind of interesting to see here what happens. So these are five picks that are just surfaced randomly, right? I got a script that I run in the morning, and here's just 5 markets that are doing decent volume that are resolving within the next 72 hours or less. Right. That's what we can do is we can kind of decide here, collectively, the 3 of us here. Are we fading that one, or are we gonna? Do we think?
Is this
what
like?
do we want to do here?
Are we Tinder swiping right and left right now? I'm great.
We
at this
sure
game,
are,
bro.
man. Yeah, we are.
At this.
But now that I think about it, Brett, what are
experience.
we swiping right on? Are we swiping right on the Red Force or the KT Roaster? Now that I think
With
about
this
it.
market, I have no idea. I'm not sure why I didn't put this there. You know what I mean? I know nothing about League of Legends.
Episode 1, like we're still figuring things out.
That's it. Come on, the kinks are being worked out as we speak.
That's right. Yeah, building in public. That's what we do here. So like, yeah, honestly, like I mean, unless either of you guys have some very strong opinions on League of Legends,
let's pass.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Oh, I have an opinion on this one.
Oh yeah, there we go, dude.
Swipe me right on the Thunder, baby, on the Thunder dub tonight, 100%. And Widow, I am not Dululu. I'm not saying what I agree that I think Wemby is the MVP of the league, 100%. But I'm saying tonight's game, I don't think San Antonio's winning that game.
How do you pronounce SGA's name?
Shea Gilgeous. What do you mean?
Alexander. You forgot the Alexander?
Yeah, Shea Gilgeous Alexander.
Just testing your NBA chops.
Nah.
We'll see. I think this will probably be. I think if we go that way, it's Thunder, right? Cool. Here we go. Some geopolitics type stuff, right? Iran closes airspace by tomorrow.
Bro, can we talk about this for a quick? Yeah,
dude.
Can we talk about this for a second? Not so much the airspace, but like let's discuss that. We saw this whole 60 minutes thing. Shout out to Deebs, by the way. Kkoma, I did end up watching the video. With like you saw his whole face though. They were like, we're obscuring his face, and he wore like sunglasses, But like it was crazy. But like that 60 minutes episode where they were just like, we found wallets about like the Iran. Like the Iran conflict in general, where these guys made $2.4 million with a 98% hit rate. And I was like, God damn, the insider trading is rampant. How do we feel about insider trading with prediction markets? Do we love it? Do we hate it? What's the deal?
I mean, I think it's beneficial, right? I mean, I think it's I mean, like, I don't, necessarily encourage people to go ahead and start insider trading, right? But it's a really good signal. It provides, I mean, when you see a whale or a wallet that has never taken any positions on anything, it's not like a wallet that's like constantly betting MLB games and betting sports and betting crypto. It's like this wallet has never taken a position.
But is there I'm sorry to interrupt you, but is there something to be said about switching wallets, right? Because like us being crypto natives, I change wallets. I'm spinning up new wallets all the time. So like is that kind of a common practice too in the PM space where people are kind of just spinning some other stuff up, or do you want your reputation to kind of follow you like on Polymarket? You know what I mean?
It's funny because I think that it depends on the markets, right? I mean, like I think that like these insiders that are getting pinned by doing these geopolitic type stuff, it's like they're an insider, have ties to Congress probably, or military ties, things like that. They are, speaking in generalities, they're not Web3 native, they're not blockchain experts, they're not they have no idea how to really like shuffle around things, disperse funds using tumblers. I mean, like they're just they're like, I can make some money here by betting on this thing that I have information on, and so like they'll just full port 10K like into a position having never done anything else in the past, and like those are the flags that get sent off on whale trackers and wallet watchers and like all of that stuff, and it's I think it's super beneficial as a way to essentially front run the news. Like it can speak volumes, before even mainstream media picks up the story. You can kind of get that alpha.
Dave, that episode, he was like, that lady was like 98% hit rate on the political war topics, but like sports is like 6% or something like that.
Yes, crazy. That's what I mean. Like it's wild. But what do you think to what Brett's saying too? Like, do we need insiders in this space? I feel like it's kind of what makes this space tick. Like
I mean, it makes it more exciting. I mean, but there's some like gray lines here that I don't know. Like if it makes sense morally. But hey, whatever makes you money, I guess. I think that's the one thing I learned in this world is like nothing is fair. So you gotta capitalize on what you know, and hopefully you're not cheating the system. But yeah, who hasn't not cheated the system? Like talk to the guys in Jane Street or what is that one? Or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure they have plenty of insider information on like stocks and things like that. And even Nancy Pelosi. Please don't raid my house, but yeah.
And then I'll show you guys this quick too. I found this late last night as I was up on DGen hours. So Param, another homie out there on X, this is his thing. He just built a new app called this Polymaps, and it's essentially bubble maps to see where liquidity is across different markets. And it's he's still working out some of the kinks, but it's a really cool tool that talking to him, I think that we're gonna try and maybe use here on the space. Yeah, because it just shows the concentration of liquidity and of these wallets that have put money on any of these given markets, right? And so I think that it's going to be a really, really nice tool to identify some of these whales and some of these kind of maybe insiders, right? Where are they putting their money?
Yeah.
And
you know what we do, guys? I just thought about this is great. This is great, Brett, because I feel like what we do maybe for the coming weeks is we do a whole segment on like tools. You know how like in newsletters and everything you get like for like AI, and it's just like, oh, check out these 5 or 10 new websites or tools or apps, right? Like that are using the latest in AI, where it's like marketing, whatever. Like we do this, but for like brand new tools where we share either 1 or 2 of them. Like obviously, like we want to bring a bunch of people on, like guests, like who are building this stuff, which I think would be really cool. But stuff that we're using, maybe stuff that the audience is actually going to be looking into, and so on. But I think this would be a great idea for future episodes for us to do.
Yeah, this is definitely cool.
Steroids a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like bubble maps for Polymarket, yeah, it's a really cool tool that he built here. So shout out, props to him. I'm always a big fan of the other builders in the space. Help, building tools like what we built with Bucket for analytics, not just this order routing, earn tokens, earn points, that type of stuff, but like the real tools, the real like analytical kind of advantages that people can have. Because it's there's a lot, man.
Leverage this is buckets too, like on you know what I mean? Like we could, in our pro mode, we could basically kind of show this on like every sports.
Absolutely. And I'm always I'm a huge fan of collaboration over competition, right? So like hit up Param, see if maybe we can figure out something, get something like this incorporated into Bucket, because it's really beautiful and already built and saves me from having to build something. So
love it. And
so what do you think with this one? Are we gonna think it's closing or no?
Which one? No.
Permanent peace deal?
No.
What does that even?
No.
Yeah, no. That changes every day.
Definitely not.
No idea.
No idea. So we'll just go with that one. All right, cool.
All right.
So there's the 5 markets. We'll check on Wednesday on how that turned out. Right. So that's going to be something cool that we can kind of play around with. Again, working out the kinks here. Hopefully Wednesday's markets will be a little bit more relevant to what we know.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and look, like we're gonna have, I think, coming off the weekend, right? Like the weekend is gonna be a little bit crazy. And I think maybe like we take this time. I kind of want to just put everybody on to oh no, wait, that's not this. I wanted to share this tab instead. Kind of what like our lead, like one of our lead sponsors here, and shout out to the Stitch 3 team, right? I just wanted to put everybody on. I'm gonna put this link in here. But any projects that are out there, if you're watching this, or platforms, or anything, any kind of tech that you have a different that is narrative leading, right? So like Stitch focuses on BitTensor, prediction markets, Hyperliquid, right? So obviously this is our PM show. This is a prediction market focus show. So if you're building anything, right, whether it's Polymaps or literally like anything, right? Trade on site. There's a ton of different products out here. And you're looking to obviously like reach more customers, reach more potential users, these are the guys that we partner with, and their data analytics are going to be powering a lot of what we talk about moving forward. So every Sunday night, we're going to be working with the Stitch team, and we're going to bring you guys some pretty, like, this data tells a wild story, both on the prediction market side and on the sentiment side on social. So we're going to try and combine those and bring you both of them. But if you're a project and you want to get involved and you want to try it out and start getting more users, they have insanely awesome, like really, really great campaigns that they've run, and they're super successful. Kkoma, I know that you've actually used Stitch before. Anything quickly that you maybe want to say before we shut it out about Stitch?
Yeah, no, pretty much nailed it. Been working with the team again behind the scenes. Been a user myself, and that's how I kind of connected with the founders that way. No, overall, like you pretty much nailed it. I think that it's a really good synergy between what we do and what they do. And if, you know, again, if any projects are watching our show, like, and, you know, you guys do want to do a campaign with Stitch, give us a shout, you know, through GMPM and say like, hey, we heard about you guys through GMPM, because like, we really want, again, this space to be the premier prediction market space every Monday and Wednesdays. And, you know, if the crowd demands it, we could maybe extend it to a Friday as well. But yeah, no, overall, really love working with these guys. And I as a user, it's been really nice. It's very simple. Like, I know we had like the whole InfoFi era where every day you need to post about some project A, and then every other hour you need to post about project B. Like, the way they did it is very simple, where it's like one post only, and, you know, make sure it's a banger post, hopefully, right? And like see how it performs. So I really like where it doesn't feel like I have to be too spammy about it, but at the same time, I get to like talk about what I really want to like talk about in terms of like the markets, right? So the way they've kind of structured it is like, if you are a creator that generally talks about the prediction market space, they'll like curate only those specific users to talk about it. Like, if you're only talking about like NFTs or whatever, like, you won't actually even be eligible to be part of that campaign, because you're like flagged more as like an NFT trader. So you would have to be part of like maybe one of those NFT campaigns, right? So yep. I really like the way they kind of broke that down, and hopefully, you know, we get the founders on our show, and they could kind of go over their platform and how it works a little bit more in detail. But just, yeah, overall, it's been a really great conversation. They've been very open to, you know, like, joining us on our pilot episode, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, man. And shout out to Sam and Tom and the crew over there, man. So I'm really, really looking forward to working with these guys and seeing what we can put together. This is going to be exciting, man. Okay, boys, I know we're at the hour mark. To the Instagram crew, it cuts off at exactly an hour. So if you see us talking, I didn't make the rules. Instagram made the rules. So my apologies ahead of time. But are we doing picks to close this out, or are we good? Like, anything that we might have missed for this episode? Are we good to go, gents?
I think we're just our go.
Yeah, our locks of the day, and
I mean, the locks of the days are showing up in our receipts, but that'll change a little bit as now that we've had picks today. But the next episode we'll go over the previous picks, but the locks of the day will be our new picks, if that makes sense for our listeners.
Yeah. The locks of the day will be today. You know, the markets that we bought into today. The receipts will continue to grow over time at each show. You know, and as we move forward, we'll be able to see kind of our hit rate on all of the picks that we've taken. The lock of the day today is essentially just the picks that we already have.
Do you want to show the founders hot seat really quick, just because I think that's a pretty cool section as well.
Yeah, I can grab it.
Yeah. Just before we close.
Yeah, to any founders that are out there, if you want to come on, like, we're obviously looking for guests. We do have actually a pretty decent short list, I think, for those. We just kind of want to get our footing. But if you have something that you want to come on and talk about, we're looking for guests. Obviously, we're looking for more sponsors. So definitely hit us up on X, across any of the platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever. Hit us up. Like, we want to check this out, guys. It's perfect timing now. The gardening, the landscaper is just about to start.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a lock of the day. We got our founders hot seat. So anybody that wants to come in, you can come on in. We've got a separate site we can send you to fill out a basic form here, and it'll populate this here to kind of talk about exactly, you know, what your project does, what you're building, why you're building it, you know, anything like that, history, background, stuff like that. And then the only other part is our watch list, our long-term kind of watch list. What are we watching? You know, the three of us that we can add to right now. The only long-term one I'm watching is the season-long scoregami. Just hoping that hits, bro. I get like I'm so excited. It's like one of my favorite things to bet because it's such a long shot, but it does happen. Yeah. And so yeah. Anybody that doesn't know, scoregami is a score that's never ever happened in MLB, in the history of the MLB, a finishing game that just will it happen this year? There's a 5% chance. You know what I mean? It's like, but last time one was a scoregami in MLB, I think it was 2020. And so we'll see. We'll see.
We're due. You're due, bro. You're due.
We're due, man. But I mean, it's with MLB. It's kind of like 22-0 would be one. If that can happen. But we got another one here. But it's 15-15. And then canceled, or 14-18 has never happened. So like there are a bunch of possibilities. Even though it's a long shot, it could happen. So yeah, and our watch list, we will all kind of add to collectively on just longer term. These are the markets that aren't going to resolve in 72 hours or less. It's just kind of keep an eye on them.
Copy. All right, that's it, boys. I thought it was a great episode 1. This is amazing. Shout out to the 233 of you that tuned in. I think that's a great turnout for obviously the first episode of us doing this. I think this is only going to get bigger. The prediction market meta is only going to get louder. Boys, anything you want to add before we cut out for next week?
Keep predicting.
That's it, baby. That's it.
Keep eyes on Bucket. We'll see if it holds. I mean, it's got now. We got like 2 hours before some games start, man. So hopefully it takes something, and it's not just like, oh yeah, we're on the games that start at 6 later. It's like,
yeah.
So fingers crossed.
Love it. Okay, done, guys. Appreciate y'all. We will see y'all next Monday after the full slate and see how we did obviously on our calls as well. All right, guys. Bread, Kkoma, good stuff. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll see y'all later, man.
Right. PM.
Peace.